What happened?
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to our very special holiday episode of Honey Badger Radio. And it has multiple titles. I haven't been able to figure out which I want to go with, but I'm calling it tentatively Hanukkah was an inside job holiday stream, or Kwanzaa is a holiday of peace, or Krampus is misunderstood, not evil. Or the Grinch did nothing wrong. Or Joseph is the first cuck. Or Black Pete matters. And finally, 5 reasons Santa Claus is an oppressive patriarch that reinforces white supremacy. Number 3 will blow your mind. I am joined by Allison. And go
You
ahead.
gotta get all the clickbaited. You gotta touch or cover all your clickbait bases.
That's what I just did.
So there
I
has
tried
to
to
be
do that,
no, not all of them, because you don't have. This is what you'd be amazed by what Santa Claus looks like now
yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
after the
Right.
South Beach diet. Yeah.
Yeah,
The elves.
that's right.
Where are they now? Which ones are in jail for drug possession? Okay, yes. Then you're starting to cover your clickbait bases.
I
But
am
then you
getting
need
there.
some how-tos. You need some how-tos, because that's also human crack.
Yeah. Top
Like
10 reasons why
how to-
Harambe is the true spirit of Christmas. Um,
How to holiday properly, or how to holiday better than the Smiths next door.
yes.
There are top ten ways to outdo your neighbors during the holidays. Let's see what else is. You won't believe what this captain found in his net, his net on the holiday season. Lungfish that looks like, I don't know, Santa Claus, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
a piece of toast. Okay, all right.
Uh,
Oh, we should have invited what's his face on the stream, eh?
Teal Deer. Well, if you come,
Yeah, he's very festive.
if Teal Deer comes on the stream to see what we're up to, we can certainly send him an invitation after that.
Yeah, sure.
So-
If Teal Day, if you're out there, come
Let
on
us
by.
know. So,
Yeah, you can join us equally. I mean, Brian, you have a life, but I don't really have a life.
well, yeah,
I'm just sitting in the Badger Cave on Christmas.
I am kind of cramming this in, but no, that was a little rapey. For those of you guys who are watching, this is just a shit posting stream we're doing for the holidays to say, hey, hang out with you guys if you want to. So I'm probably gonna ask a bunch of dumbass questions, but they could be fun. I'm gonna talk to the chat, and I'm also gonna talk to Allison here. So let me first
Oh,
things
wow,
first.
really?
Yeah, I'll talk to you too, but mostly the chat. First things first.
Reluctantly, but just to make me feel included.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what you get for Christmas? And anything you can talk about, like if it's like a vibrator or something, we don't need to know. But if you got anything, did you get anything cool for Christmas this year, Allison?
Me? Me? Oh, well, okay. Well, the only family that I have in town is my husband's family. So, but they went to Phoenix for Christmas to hang out with their daughter, who's in Phoenix, my husband's sister. So I got I'm trying to remember. I got a pair of mitts, which was nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good. Let me go. This was their gifts. I got a pair of mitts.
That reminds me, we need oven mitts. I think we need new ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
No, I was just talking to my lady.
I heard stapler there for a second.
Yeah, the stapler.
Yeah. Oh, she's right there. She's on the desk.
She is
Hi,
on the desk.
stapler.
That's why. That's exactly right. I just spoke to her.
So
You can see the
she
Doge
can
is
actually
actually
see.
looking at her out of this, giving her the side eye right there.
Yeah. Don't take off the stapler outfit. We'll have fun with it later.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got mitts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got mitts.
That's
Very
cool.
functional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what else I got.
They
Sorry, it was
cover
like a
your
week
hands.
ago. I can't. I'm like a goldfish. I just forget everything after a day. So
Remember when
I
we
just
were-
have to remember.
Do you remember when we
Go ahead.
remember when we were kids and we used to get presents, and then as you get older, they get like there's a bit of a peak when you're sort of like getting close to teenage years, but then once you start becoming an adult, the gifts seem to get less awesome. Like I mean that's my experience. Like, and after a while, you just stop expecting shit. Like I
No,
don't
you know what I
I
think
generally
it
don't
is?
get things anymore.
I think
Yeah.
it's when you become sort of sexually active, and then you
Yeah.
have to compare this plastic trinkets to sex, and it's like, I have a higher standard now.
Yeah, that's true. Although,
I don't know if I made this uncomfortable for you,
no,
but
no, no, no.
I'm just
It's
putting
fine.
that out. That's my theory, anyway.
Like we
It's like,
got. Oh, go ahead.
no, 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 go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna tell you what I got for Christmas so far.
Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll remember in the meantime.
Okay. I
Oh,
got
Mike's there. Mike's in the stream.
Oh, cool. Dr. Ranamacan, what's up? He got cancer. It's a miracle. For Christmas, I the I'm gonna guess that that's a joke, and that's why I'm laughing at it. Because if Mike seriously got cancer for Christmas, then the stream just got super like dark. But
Dark. Yeah.
We got a knife set. So I got knives, and that's pretty cool. I actually I dig knives, so that's cool. They're not for fighting; they're for cooking,
I
but
gotcha.
still.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And I also I got a big giant canister of Tim Hortons brand ground coffee. That's my Christmas
Oh,
gift.
cool.
Yeah, no, it is cool because I don't have to buy coffee for what, like a week at least.
How big is this canister?
No, it's a pretty big can. It's a big ass can.
Yeah,
But
I've got about 4 pounds of coffee. That's gonna
that should
hold
last
for
me
a
like
week.
a week. Yeah, I drink a lot of coffee, guys. It's pretty sad.
I got cancer, but Jesus. Oh man, okay.
No. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
No,
that's cool.
no.
I'm gonna go to the chat. I want to see what is the coolest thing you guys got this year, besides cancer, because we give cancer every time we have a show. So I mean, that's sort of like I think it's losing its market value when you give
cancer's
that too much
not
cancer.
sexy anymore.
No, it's
Not knowing everybody has.
it's a little bit too high in availability, especially when you live on the net.
Okay, trolls in the chat. You need to make your cancer a little less accessible. You gotta play a
Yeah.
little hard to get with your cancer.
Yeah, make it a specific kind of cancer like leukemia.
Yeah,
And then go with that. So somebody
no
says
leukemia themed cancer.
yes. This Christmas I got lonelier.
Aww. Aww.
I got my Christmas present on November 8th. It's huge. And
Oh.
somebody said I got oral from Lord Keck. I don't know. I mean, I trust that if your faith is strong enough, then you know for sure it was from Lord Keck and not from some other deity that wants your attention. Because that could happen. It could have been Odin. He's looking to make a comeback. Hey. I got a new gun safe and ammo. I'm happy. Sweet. I got 3 bags of weed and a bottle of habaneros. 3 bags of weed. Are they big bags or small bags? And is it dro or is it the good stuff? Let's see what else. I got a Fitbit watch. Okay. I hear those are in right now. I was looking at GoPros the other day, and I was like, they have these videos that show you, like, they sample how you can use them, and it's so exciting. Like, when you look at these videos, it's like people snowboarding in the middle of nowhere, and like guys, parachuting and like fucking jumping out of airplanes, and swimming with like whales and like apparently harmless sharks. It's crazy stuff. And I'm thinking, but what do most people do with GoPros? Because I don't think they scuba dive with manta rays or, go in spaceships and all this stuff that the videos show. I just found it funny because it actually made me want a GoPro. But for some reason, it gave me the impression that if I got a GoPro, I would suddenly be surfing and, doing all this exciting stuff with a camera.
Yeah, what do people do with GoPros?
I think that they just strap them to their babies and their dogs and like watch them run around. That's what I think they do. Or they go to like a
They're
concert
pretty
or
mobile
something.
babies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I have a friend who
Okay.
has a toddler and he strapped a GoPro to his head just to let him run around the house. and then he played it back so we can see what it looks like to run around the house as a 2-year-old from the perspective of a
Yeah, well,
2-year-old.
why else have them, right?
I know
Except
it's
for doing
worth
media
it, I
experiments on
guess.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that what he's like? I never, up to this point, I never saw a purpose to you,
hmm
kid,
Yeah, exactly.
spawn,
Uh,
son. But now you have purpose, so I'm happy I had you because I can strap a GoPro to your head and watch you wander around
what
in
else
your eye
did people
level.
get? Somebody got
Which,
candy. That's
how is
sad.
that different?
What was
How would
that?
be that? How would that be different from like strapping a GoPro to your knee?
Oh, you know what? That's actually not a
It
bad
would be
idea.
different.
Why don't you strap a GoPro to just above your crotch and then bone somebody? And so they can see what it's like to be a penis. Maybe put it right on the tip. Um,
Or a vagina, I suppose.
yeah. Or well, how I don't even know how that would work.
No, no, I don't think putting it on the tip is gonna. That sounds excruciating.
When the cameras get small enough, we'll do it.
Excruciating.
They'll put them inside of
Well, they're
condoms.
already small enough. Like they have. Like I know that there is some. Oh, there's some sort of special like one of those like biology things that you see on the Nature Channel, and they did like a micro probe thing where people were having sex. Oh my
hmm
fucking god, that must have been the most awkward
no.
sex.
Um, yeah, it does sound awkward. It doesn't. I don't
Let
know
me
if
just
that's a
insert
good
a
Christmas
probe
present or
here.
not.
No,
Uh,
so they can do that now. So there you go. They already have
there
they
you
have the
go.
technology to do that. It's just nobody. I guess it's not particularly sexy. Nor do
So
they strap a GoPro to their crotch. Well,
or you could
actually, you know what?
strap it to the ass, pointing outwards, and then you can see what it looks like from the back end when you're having sex. As weird as that is, like you'd see the camera moving away from the wall and then towards it. That's all you'll see, like the back part. Um. Anyway,
Super
so
rhythmic.
they already use GoPros in porn, but anywho, what else did people get?
Did they actually use GoPro porn?
Sure, yeah. When you get like point of view porn, it's usually the guy wears it on
Oh,
his
okay.
head, and I wonder how silly that is though. If you're like a porn star and you're trying to work, and there's this guy looking at you looking like fucking Splinter Cell, and you're trying to blow him. I would imagine that there has to be a lot of like laughing going on because it looks so like weird. Um, Okay, so Luton cheese, big bag of Luton cheese. Somebody said, "Nigga, I ain't got shit." Somebody said, "I got dead parents." I'm gonna assume that that's Batman that's saying that. Um,
Yep.
Joey Jojo says, "I also got Tekken Tag 2 for the Wii U Heart." Well, that's good. That's always good. We actually are going to order a PlayStation 4 tomorrow, a second one, so that we can play games together. Hopefully it'll go on sale. What do you guys think? You think it'll go on sale tomorrow because Christmas is today? That's what we're banking on. What else? I got Vaseline and bleach. Well, remember which one to drink and which one to rub on your skin. It's important to know the difference. Um, men fucking and jumping out of airplanes. Yes, that's what people should do with their GoPros. Like, why are you just doing one extreme things when you can like combine extreme things? Do some hang gliding with like birds of prey and also having sex in midair, and then attach a GoPro to that. That's right. Um, okay, so
Someone doesn't. Okay, Mike. One doesn't simply strap on a GoPro. You have to use a specially made GoPro dildonic harness. Does it vibrate? That's the question.
it has multiple settings. It even does
Where,
cha
where,
cha cha. Um,
where did the guys like jumping out of a plane and having sex with a GoPro on come in here? I don't see it in chat.
oh, that was earlier. I'm a little behind. It was Sly
Oh,
Nine that put that comment in there.
okay. Okay, well, all right.
I'm still looking. Okay, so it looks like you guys got mostly decent presents, and there are a few sad bits of your story put into the chat. So we appreciate you sharing that with us. Hey, how do you guys like my hat, by the way? Um, I made it myself.
I think it's the hat. It's nice. It looks
It's
very Grinchy. It
it's
looks like the
it's
Grinch hat.
it's festive. Yeah.
Floppy. It's
Um,
festive but floppy. I guess it's the best kind of festive.
well, I didn't want to block out the screen too much, but I like it when it flops.
Yeah. No, no, I understood. You're being You're being considerate to the people
Yeah.
who are the cancer of the chat. We don't
So
want we don't want to deny them all of their cancerous nature and spewing it out onto the stream, as it
yeah.
were. Okay, I'm going to shut up now.
No, no, no.
So,
It's all right.
like,
So I'm gonna ask a harder question now, and it's just for fun. It's something I was just talking to my stapler
I
about a
do
little while
remember some
ago.
of my presents now. If you're interested.
Oh yeah, no, I am totally interested. Please tell me about the presents. That's not
Okay,
at all a
well,
sarcastic
my,
way of putting it. I'm being really honest.
it did sound slightly sarcastic.
I
A
know.
little
That's
bit.
why I immediately followed it up with wait. I know that sounds sarcastic, but it's not.
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
no,
But
I'm
when you
used to
do
it
that,
because you
it just
always
makes
sound
it.
slightly sarcastic.
Yeah, maybe. I think
Yeah,
that there's
you always have that like.
once you sound a little bit sarcastic, you can't actually repair the damage. Because if you
No,
follow it
you
up by
can't.
saying, I'm not trying to sound sarcastic, that statement sounds sarcastic. So it sounds like you're doubling
Yeah.
down on sarcasm. So,
Yeah, it does actually, and
yeah.
unfortunately, you have the kind of voice where you always sound slightly sarcastic.
Well, I
But I
totally
mean,
don't mean
but
to do that,
it's
even though I just did it.
right. I think I might suffer from the same thing too, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe I just sound like I can't speak because usually I can't, and people are like, why does she just repeat shit for like half an hour and then grope for the most esoteric word possible? Because I'm not trying to do that. It's just when I'm under pressure, the familiar becomes difficult for me to
Mm-hmm.
remember. It's like I can't remember what fucking presents I got last week, but
You
I
know who
do
could
remember
tell
what I
us?
got yesterday
I know who
or
could tell
today.
us that if whether or not we're being sarcastic. Christy Winters, because she can tell. She's got like a sarcastometer that tells her who's being
Yeah, but
sarcastic
she's
and
our
who's not.
nemesis, isn't she?
Huh?
Does she rise to the level of nemesis?
No, no. You know what? I think I've actually tried to pursue her challenge of robust uh, opposition, and nothing is working. So Chrissy Winters is just a not a nemesis, just another speed bump that's just more annoying than anything else. And no, I don't think that there's
Well, yeah,
nothing there.
the problem is that there is no robust feminism.
No, there is.
There's just
There isn't.
feminism with more rubber stamps on it.
Yeah.
'Cause that's all academic feminism is.
I mean,
It's essentially a Tumblr post,
if we're talking about
run through the
robustness in
postmodern
terms of
jargon generator.
yeah, if we're talking about robustness in terms of how badly it stinks, then yes, all of it is robust. But it's not necessarily challenging. It's like, oh yeah, that piece of dog shit stinks bad. I can just walk around it. So yeah. But anyway, so
Sorry,
what
if
did
you're
you
a
get?
feminist,
Yeah,
your ideology sucks.
you need to like
It
step
just,
your game up.
I mean, I'm not even gonna like be like judgmental. Like, oh, you're so disgusting because you hate men and you blame them for. I'm not even gonna do that. You just everything that you believe sucks. It's a sieve. It's a mental sieve. There are so many fucking holes you can't even call it really an ideology because it doesn't seem to have ideas in it. It's just holes held together by some sort of bizarre ideological dark matter. It's like some sort of space-time sieve.
Yeah.
How it exists is just like wow. Um,
It's the septic tank
um,
of intellectual discourse.
oh yeah,
So
it's like all of the contempt that no more chauvinistic men have had throughout history. They were like, yeah, let's give the women's some place to cogitate on their lack of ability to think, and that became women's studies.
mhm.
It's like the home ec of academia, except you don't learn any practical skills because home ec is actually practical, and it's like chemistry. It's a little bit like home chemistry, whereas women's studies is like home ec for academia. Except no, it's more like finishing school.
Mhm.
Except instead of learning to be a proper lady, you learn to be a nag and a scold. But some guys like that. What can you say?
Damn
They're like,
Skippy.
okay. So what did I get? My husband, Jonathan Direhawk. Um, just in case you don't know who he is.
Who? No, I'm kidding.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
what kind of vibrator deal? I don't need one. I have a husband. So
She
uh,
objectifies her husband.
I
Confirmed.
objectify my husband. I objectify him
Jonathan is
so
nothing more than
badly.
a vibrator to her. Confirmed. 2016. Okay, go ahead.
No. He got me a book, or he got me. All right, so my birthday was like 5 days ago, and he got me a book. Um, I can actually. I don't know the time. It's right over on the desk. Just give me a second. I'll go get it. You
Yep,
entertain the people with
I
the
will.
cancer.
All right, guys. She's gonna go get a book that he got her. Um, so B, okay, slash B is a place of love and reason. I guess it's random. So that sounds cool. Uh, I want to show you guys something that I found. Apparently, this image that somebody sent me sums up 2016, in my opinion. This is what 2016 is. Hold on a second here, and I'll show you. Um, this image is what 2016 is to me. Let me know when you guys, what you guys think. Um, yeah, there's no better way to put it. That's pretty much it. That is the year in review. And now you have to figure out why I think that. Meanwhile, let me see what the chat's saying here. You guys are having your own conversation, so I'm having a difficult time following this. Thanks for the heart, Black Knight Fool. Assuming I'm gonna assume that's for me. Um, I don't know what to think exactly. That's it. That's it. That's 2016. It makes me a bit happy and also a bit disturbed. Um, it's a boob god. I think it's some kind of a boob Buddha, boob Buddha, booba. It's such a tit. Anyway, now I'm just gonna wait for Allison to come back. She's not gonna see. Do you think we're gonna get taken down for that? I don't like. Can you? Okay, is it a sexual organ when it's sort of like floating all on its own and it's independent and it has like arms and legs and a face? I can't tell. Is that what that is? Allison, you're back, but you're not saying anything. All right. Anyway, only just realized. Only in Japan is what I'm saying. Only in Japan. All right. I'm moving on. So, Allison is still away, and, well, she's here, but I can't hear her voice, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to ask you guys a question, and this is gonna be probably tough. You're probably going to hate me for asking. Nobody seems to like it when Christmas songs start playing. Usually, it's because they start playing them in department stores and fucking, shops and shit too early. Like, as early as I've seen places where they start playing them even before Halloween has started. But still, we do it every year now. And there are more and more Christmas songs that get made. So, here's what I will ask. Are there any Christmas songs you guys actually like? Now, whether or not they play them too much or too early, putting all that aside, is there a Christmas song that you actually like, and which ones are they? And put it in the chat. I want to see. And by the way, if you guys put that Mariah Carey shit, then we can't be friends. Because that's a shit song. I hate it. What?
Scott is in the chat.
Okay. Oh, hey, what's up, Scott?
Or whose geek variety is that?
We don't need help, but if you want to come in, I'll send you a link. But yeah, so tell me, what is your favorite Christmas song? And I'll tell you mine. Let me see. I hate fucking Christmas and I hate family. Cool. Is that the name of the song? What are the lyrics? 9-inch Little Drummer Boy. I like that song. That is one that I like. Der Erlkönig. I don't know what that is. Wow, you guys are blowing up the chat now. Hold on. I gotta back it up a bit. Ask NC Clark about Christmas shoes. No, it's okay. Hating Christmas is the fun of Christmas. Jingle Bells. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, that was my favorite, actually. I walk around listening to Mariah Carey Christmas songs in shopping centers. Ugh. I like that Mariah Carey song. I'm not saying that. That's what somebody said. I like that Mariah Carey shit. Gotta Be Slayed. The Older the Better. Maluka on YouTube did an awesome bunch of Christmas songs in a few languages. Happy Hanukkah, Scott. No. Christmas Robot Wins Christmas. What? I don't know that one. Carol of the Bells. Okay, so I don't know that one by the name. But is it the one, is that the Tubular Bells one? Or not Tubular Bells, but is it the one that sounds kind of like an epic a cappella thing with the bells in it? Ding, dong, ding, dong. Is it that one? Do, 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 do. Holy Night. Yeah, it's a good one. You mean Silent Night, though. Silent Night, though, I think, right? Or is that a different one? I don't know. The Grinch. Yeah, it's a good. Let It Snow. Well, it's because that's how Die Hard ends. Furry Tale of New York, Little Drunkard Boy, and Stop the Caliphate. Yeah, those are good. I just heard them recently, and they appear to be new. Baby, It's Cold Outside because it perpetuates rape culture. All right, Scott, I'll get you the link in a second. Baby, It's Cold Outside is a song that I didn't care about, and then all of a sudden people started getting triggered, and now I care. So.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Jeez, I don't even fucking know what just happened. I think one of my USB ports just fried or something spontaneously.
I don't know.
I'm sorry,
It's
Brent.
not my fault. No, it's okay.
I don't.
So we've moved on, and
All right,
and now
sorry.
I'm asking people.
I'm back.
No, it's cool. You're back. She's back, guys.
Yes, I'm back. You were asking people about holiday Christmas songs and the
Yes.
ones that they don't like, right?
Well, the ones they like. People are
The
saying
ones they like.
which ones do you actually like? Because I think that it seems that most people don't like Christmas songs, but there has to be like one or two Christmas songs you do like. You know, even if it's something really like Santa Baby is one that I like. Hey Scott, what's up?
Hi. Do you want to know my dirty little secret about Christmas?
Okay, what's your dirty little secret about Christmas?
When I was well, it's not very dirty, but when I was growing up, I used to be in a chorus, and we used to travel around Maryland and do Christmas shows at like what do you call it, old folks homes and stuff, and at malls and things. And so like I actually really love singing Christmas songs a lot. And I was oddly, when I was much younger, I was a soprano. I was the top soprano, as a matter of fact. And if you can believe that,
I believe
but
it.
yeah, it's like I love Christmas songs. I don't remember hardly any of them anymore because it was so long ago. But man, I really dig Christmas music, and I don't really have a favorite though. But I love the idea.
You got to have a couple that really stand out, like a couple of either adaptations of songs. Like versions. For example, Santa Baby was sung by Eartha Kitt, but it was also sung by Madonna. And actually, as much as I'm not let me put it this way. I don't like Madonna now, but in the 80s,
Right.
I did like Madonna. And her version of Santa Baby I like, even though I don't like she's just lost the plot. Well, she's probably lost it a long time ago, but,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I like that version. That's not one of the ones I would put way at the top, but I think that she did a good job with that one.
I'm trying to think. Does Weird Al does he have a song for Christmas?
If Weird Al has a song for Christmas, then automatically it's one of the best ones.
That's the one I want. Yeah, I'm going with that one if it exists.
This is completely un-Christmas related, but have you watched his party in the CIA?
Yes.
Or
Party in the CIA.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
very
I've seen
funny.
that. What is
No,
that?
Oh, I watched. I think I'm addicted to that thing. It's just.
It's a
It's
parody.
great.
It's a parody of Miley Cyrus's "Party in the USA." I think that's a Miley Cyrus
Party
song.
in the CIA.
It's called
Let's have a
"Party
look
in the
at this.
CIA." It's very funny.
It's. I just love the.
There it is.
The
Yeah.
CIA operative. He's just so freaking cheerful about all of the
Terrible things he's doing.
assassinations.
Yeah,
Yeah. The torture sessions.
I like. This is also unrelated, but I like Weird Al Yankovic's his song "I'll Sue Ya," which is a parody of a Rage Against the Machine song. And then he also has one called "Stuck in the Drive-Thru," which is a parody of R. Kelly's
Right.
song. That one's so good. Those are very funny. But anyway, so I'm gonna go back to see what people are saying about Christmas songs. It is the
Oh,
season.
Christmas at Ground Zero. That's what it was. Christmas is at Ground Zero.
Oh, Christmas at Ground Zero. That's funny.
Oh, I knew there was one. Thank you, chat. Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Okay, so it's always men's fault. Yes, it is.
Always.
Come on, guys. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you what mine are. Feliz Navidad. Okay, that was something I was into when I was a kid too. I like the Drifters version of White Christmas. That's actually a song I like quite a lot. Do you know that one? Do you remember Home Alone? It was the one from that.
Oh yeah.
It's more like an a cappella type of thing. And ironically, I will also say, just to be funny, I like the White Christmas song because it promotes white supremacy, and I especially like the Drifters version because they're black guys that are being forced to sing it. And no, but I just think it's a really good version of the song. So yeah, I like that, and I also like the.
Well, I mean, basically all the old Motown bands that were together did. There's tons of great Christmas music from them. That was probably the best era for it.
The Motown stuff was fantastic. Like, I also the version of the Drummer Boy that a Little Drummer
Smokey
Boy, which is a great. Yeah, I believe it was Smokey Robinson or the band, the group he was a part of. That one was amazingly done, and then there was. Another one that I really liked. It's Stevie Wonder's one. Is it Little Christmas Tree or something like that? That one was very good. That's a good one too. So what was that?
I don't recall right offhand.
Oh well, I'm not gonna sing it because, I'm close, but I'm no
Can you hum a
Stevie
few
Wonder.
bars for us, maybe?
Can you just play the song for me? But that's a good one if you guys know. Look it up. It's a good song. And yeah. Oh, you know what? You're probably gonna hate me for that. I actually like the Happy Christmas War is Over by John Lennon. I like that one too. It's just really.
I don't know what that is.
No, yes you do. You've heard it. That's the one that
I've
goes.
probably heard it. I just don't
So
remember.
this is Christmas, and it's just basically like
that one.
That
Okay.
one, yeah.
I thought that was George Harrison for some reason.
No, George Harrison was not. He was working on like I Got My Mind Set on You or something.
Yeah, I do.
I got my mind set on you.
And it's gonna take money. A whole lot of
You know what?
spending money.
You gotta say that
It would take plenty of
the
money.
money to do it right,
Do it
child.
right.
You gotta admit, George was honest. He was basically like, if I want this woman, I'm gonna need money and time, a whole lot of precious time.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
anyway, so Scott, what you get for Christmas, man?
Well, I got a little bit of the money, and my buddy Matt gave me a video game, and another buddy of mine gave me a video game.
Games.
And so I have Deus Ex: Mankind Divided now, and I have what the hell else did I get? I got something else. I can't remember what the fuck it was. I got some good stuff on Steam though, for sure. I got hooked up pretty righteously. So.
I was really close to buying Star Wars Battlefront yesterday.
Oh, dude, don't.
I
dead.
know.
So
My
dead.
friend picked it up. Well, they put it on sale for super cheap, and I guess there's a bunch of DLC out for it. And originally, I was super excited before they even announced it, like way back. When I first heard, I was like, "Holy shit!" Because like Battlefront 2 on like the PS2, I played the shit out of that game, and I was really excited. But then it came out, and it was like disappointing from what I heard. But,
It was.
And then
I played in the betas on PC
Yeah.
and Xbox, and it was a big letdown. It was a bummer.
All right, so maybe I'll pass. I figured maybe that they improved it over time, and then they dropped the price, so maybe it'd be worth it, but probably not.
I think the game population is pretty low on it, unfortunately. So they've been doing the price drops pretty significantly over the last 6 months or so
to try to get more
just
people to
not
play.
playing it.
Yeah. Should adopt that Overwatch model. Just buy the game once and then get everything for free. That's what I'm saying.
Hey man.
Maybe they'll learn. Okay.
Yeah.
Anywho,
How did Santa treat you this year, sir?
Well, I already, as I mentioned before, I got a knife set. Well, me and my stapler got a knife set, and also got a big ass can of coffee, which should last me till I don't know, like before I leave to go to the Calgary trial. And
What kind of coffee?
oh, it was Tim Hortons brand coffee, in fact.
Oh,
Tim Hortons.
How many times are we going to talk about this damn coffee?
No, Scott asked me what was going on, so.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Apparently
basically
it's some good coffee.
No, it
Just
is.
saying.
I like. Well, I mostly get the lattes there though, so things are going to be a bit different now. But yeah, and then that's it. But we're gonna probably get a PlayStation 4 tomorrow. I hope the price drops. And then like get the bundle with Uncharted and also pick up Overwatch so that the Stapler and I can play Overwatch together instead of taking turns right now because it's kind of painful.
Wait, didn't they? Weren't they on sale for like 250 already?
They are on sale for 250, but like a few days ago they were on sale for like 230. So we decided to wait until after Christmas to see if there'd be like a massive sale, like a post-Christmas sale. I don't know if it's going to drop too much because the thing about consoles is usually companies aren't even they're actually selling them at a loss in the hopes that they pick it up the profits with the game sales and the peripherals and shit like that, like controllers and
Well, I don't know if the thing on Amazon is still, if they're still doing it, but they were selling them for $250 plus you got a $30 Amazon gift card. I know Best Buy was doing that same deal, so it brings the price down to like $219 or whatever.
Yeah,
it is
right.
roughly.
And then you can spend the $30 on something else.
Best Buy was doing it.
So they
also,
have
and a few other places.
You might want to look to
maybe
see
was doing it as well.
If the PlayStation 4 on Amazon comes with a $30 gift card, because if it is, then that's actually worth more. Okay. Anyway, so Allison, tell us about your book. Now that you're back and you have sound.
Well, I don't know. It feels like the time has passed. I just sent.
No, we just rehashed. We just went over the presents again. So.
Tim Hortons coffee.
Well,
okay,
yeah.
Well, I'm actually trying to alert Teal here, see if he'll come on the stream.
Okay.
Doing a Christmas stream.
Well, we're probably like maybe like 20 more minutes or so, half hour.
If you wish.
Okay. Somebody said, "Who is your Overwatch? Who is your Overwatch waifu?" Somebody wants to know. So I'll actually pose this question to Scott too. Who's your Overwatch waifu?
My Overwatch waifu, man, that's really tough because, well, Tracer's a dyke now, so.
That doesn't mean you can't.
She doesn't have an ass.
That doesn't mean she can't be converted.
No.
The dick is a magic wand, Scott.
Oh my. Well, you're not wrong. I think the prevailing wisdom is generally that it's mercy. I kind of people hate me and I'm gonna say it anyway. I kind of like May because I almost main her and Junkrat all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a tough one, man. Because Farrah, I mean, young Anna is fucking dope, man. Them hips, bro. I'm just saying, them hips, bro.
If you had a time machine,
Farrah's dope. Yeah, I'm saying, right? If you could have sex with the cartoon, which we've already had that episode, when we had
but we didn't go into 3D.
Determination was inconclusive, wasn't it?
Inconclusive.
Yeah. Maybe it was mine.
It's
Everybody
subjective.
Else was like, yeah,
no,
sure.
no, yours was impossible. There's no way, and the rest of us were like, like I mean, it's like
you were getting hung up on the idea of like, what would I get like ink on me or something? It's like Alex.
What if it's a 3D model? But anyway, no. Moving on. So you said Mercy, or no? For you,
no.
Go.
I'll go. Honestly, I'll go Farrah. I think Farrah would probably be. I like Farrah a bunch.
Okay. Sure. Well, that's surprising. I'm gonna say May.
Well, I like May.
May.
She's dope too.
I mean, sometimes it's Widowmaker and sometimes it's Symmetra because that ass. Yeah.
But the booty's on time pretty much for everybody but Tracer. Tracer got no booty. Everybody else is the booty slam.
I don't even know why.
Booties.
Like,
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I wasn't looking. That Winston though.
Right, the Yeti man, boy. That Toblerone, he loves armor. Fucking. What do you can't resist that. I mean, come on. I mean, that hand that he has, he retracts the spikes inside of that circly thing, and that's a jerk off machine right there, dude. Yeah. I'm just saying, man.
Whoa.
I'm just fucking saying.
I didn't even consider that.
I haven't thought about weird. But
it's tough. It's tough, but I'm gonna go with May, but Mercy, especially the Halloween one, that one comes a very close second. So.
Sure.
So there it is. I just went into the dark recesses of my waifu brain and pulled those out. Don't say I never gave you guys anything for Christmas.
How about you, Allison? Who's your waifu or husbando?
Yeah. Husbando.
Widowmaker, them tights.
I actually don't play Overwatch.
So
I'm
you've
sorry.
seen-
It can be in general.
So it's
in general,
so
who's
it's
Bondo.
so it's Zarya then, right? So
I'm a
Zarya.
horrible person. I actually don't really play games. I know.
It was
I know.
it's the Maiden of Pain from Planescape Torment.
You know, when I was a kid, like the way I play games is, I would have to like, it was too spurgy. It was too like I would just sit. I just can't. I can't allow myself to do that because I'd have like a Super Mario on that stupid, what was it, the handheld, and I would grind and get like a 1,000 lives because there's a particular level where you get an extra life mushroom thing, and then I would just sit there and keep getting that life mushroom, and I would end up having like 1,000 lives, and then I would go through the game because then you could go through without getting a game over.
That is super spurgy.
Yeah, but that's what I do with all games. It's like I got to find that one way.
You get focused on that one detail.
Yeah, the one detail that allows you to just go through the game as quickly as possible.
But like when we just asked you like what kind of cartoon you would have sex with, and you're like, well, would I get an acetone burn maybe? Would I get paint on me?
What about texture and smell?
Well,
sense of volume.
I'll what about Solid Snake though? Because we were or Pain Snake or whatever. Because when I was playing Metal Gear Solid, you were talking about his ass quite a bit.
Is it restricted? Is it restricted? Well, no, I was talking not in the context of personal appreciation, just in the context of recognizing there are a hell of a lot of ass shots in this game.
The whole thing is from it's from the perspective of his ass. So yeah, that's basically.
Yeah, well, it's technically from the perspective of a GoPro strapped to someone's crotch.
Yeah, that's running directly behind Snake.
See, you don't really what you don't really know about the Metal Gear franchise is that there's an alien inside of Snake's ass, and it's controlling. Snake is actually just a flesh mecha, what he is. And there's an alien that actually resides inside of his ass because it's the safest place inside the human body, honestly. And he's piloting Snake around to do all his his deeds and such because he's a flesh mech. So
I see. Well, okay. So just to inquire about this waifu thing or husband, does it have to be from a game?
Oh, it can be from anything.
It could be from anything.
Does it have to be a fictional character?
No.
It could be.
I'm just scoping out the rules.
Yeah. I mean, it could be Fabio if you wanted it to be.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people have real life living waifus. So yeah. I mean, unless the guys in the chat might. I mean, maybe I'm breaking the rules. Maybe it has to be fictional, but. I don't know. I don't think so, Allison. I think you can go with whatever.
Well, I don't really get fixations on. Oh wait,
they don't have to be
called bullshit.
They don't have to be fixations. But yes, if you're gonna say what I think you're gonna say, just.
Wait, is it that show you always talk about?
Is it Joe?
Oh,
because I'm guessing it's Joe.
Sorry. Oh God. Oh, it must be horrible to know that much about me, Brian. No, yeah. I was gonna say I don't get fixations, but I guess I'm wrong. I do. Yeah, I quite like Joe. He's an interesting character from *Halt and Catch Fire*.
That's *Halt and Catch Fire*. That's the one. Yeah. I can remember.
Yeah. I don't know if that qualifies as a waifu.
That's husbando.
Husbando. Okay, yeah, husbando.
Unless you're into women too, then yeah, you can have a waifu and a husbando.
Yeah, but I don't have a waifu from that show.
You can have an open imaginary relationship.
All of the women in that show are fucking cunts.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
No. You got to find. We know. Yeah, they're reprehensible. So you got to find a woman from somewhere else or not.
Although they did do some, have you seen the third season, Brian?
No.
You haven't? Okay, all right. I'm just going to say this. I won't go too far into it because I know that we're going to lose people watching this. Not that we give a shit, we don't do this for you people in the chat creating your cancer. We do it for ourselves.
What do you mean, you people?
You people! You cancerous chat people! You chat denizens of the chat thing. All right, no. No, actually, what was interesting about the third season, last episode, Cameron actually came clean on her own bullshit. And I was so conflicted.
Hmm.
Like, I don't like you, but you're the only person who's ever defended Joe.
Yeah.
And I'm conflicted now.
Well, there you
Oh,
go.
Cameron.
And then there's that old
what are you gonna do?
that secretary from season 1.
Yeah, the secretary from season 1 was cool. Like, all of the women who aren't in focus long
Yeah.
enough to be cunts seem to be really cool people.
All the
Like
other
the
ones reveal their
secretary.
cunthood.
Yeah. Anyway, so but yeah, I guess you could call that a waifu. I also, like, last night I watched this movie called Sully. Have you heard of this movie, Sully?
That was a plane movie with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the guy
about
who crash landed the plane in New York.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Hudson,
Yeah.
and no one died. And that was pretty cool. I would say Tom Hanks might qualify as a husbando.
Didn't Denzel Washington recently make the same fucking movie? Flight Plan or something? No, that's somebody else. I don't know.
No,
never
that
mind.
was
Moving
different.
on.
That was he was
He
drunk.
landed the plane upside down or something.
Yeah.
And he was drunk.
He was drunk, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, this guy was totally like I don't know, like really straight and above board, just totally straight laced. Sully was totally straight laced.
Yeah.
Like, even to the point where, you know, there was these women who were like, it was one woman like kissed him on the cheek, and he had that sort of awkward, please don't do that look on his face.
Yeah.
He's that straight laced. Like, I don't know how to deal with this young woman who is apparently. Oh, and then to dispel the awkwardness, the young woman was like, "Oh yeah, my mother told me to give you a kiss on the cheek." Yeah, right. You wanted to climb into that lap, lady.
I have
anyway.
now.
Some of that silver bush.
I have now discovered
Sorry?
that the term straight laced is heteronormative, and it's enforcing a state of heteronormativity, which is in self bigoted. You're no longer allowed to use the term straight laced henceforth. Okay. Upon pain of fines and complaining on Twitter. Moving on.
Yeah, no, he's a silver fox in that one. Is that correct?
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah,
can
silver
men be
fox.
Silver foxes or
Oh, absolutely.
Or gray
I think
bush.
so. Yeah.
Gray bush,
or gray
silver
bush,
fox.
silverback.
Wasn't Richard Gere a silver fox for like most of his time in the 80s? Like, isn't that what the women liked about him? I don't know.
I probably was too young to appreciate that then.
Yeah.
I also quite like this. Sully was really good, by the way. I highly recommend it. I don't really go for the Christmas movies, but I do like the disaster movies during Christmas.
Like Die Hard.
No, not like Die Hard. Not like I mean, I guess you'll probably notice a pattern, but like Captain Phillips, I think was the other one that Tom Golden did.
Wait, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, not Tom Golden. Jesus, that's a completely sorry. If Tom Golden's listening, I really enjoy that. No, Captain Phillips and Sully. I don't know. I like the heartwarming, defiance of the odds sort of thing.
I think you just like Tom Hanks secretly. And you don't want to admit it.
Yeah. And
I do.
The only
I do.
th-
Did you like
I fully
Castaway?
admit it.
Did you like Castaway?
Wilson.
I haven't watched it. I haven't actually watched it.
It's
I know it
just
sounds
Tom
great, but I think
Hanks
I've-
with a big beard and
Yeah.
no shirt for like the whole movie. So
And a volleyball.
I probably would
it's
like it.
everything to you.
Yeah, I
It'll be your
think you would
fucking. It'll
like
be
that.
your new husbando movie. Yeah,
I
there
don't
you
know.
go.
It's like Tom Hanks captures this kind of.
just
I don't
don't
know.
bother with the Da Vinci Code movies though. He's got the worst hair in them. Okay.
Yeah, I've watched them. I wasn't really impressed, but he's got this nice balance between being stoic and doing what needs to be done, and this sort of vulnerability, which is nice. It's like he always is doing what needs to be done, and yet he's very, very like, oh my fucking god about it.
You know the thing I think about Tom Hanks is that he's not a classically attractive person per se, like a Hollywood individual, but
No.
he is so like awesome in what he does. You know, you don't even think about that because most people are like, who's a schlub? He's not pretty enough to be the leading man, but then he just goes in there and kills it. You know.
I think
Yeah.
he used to
Tom
be
Hanks
like
also.
when he was doing like Big and like the comedies and stuff.
No, he wasn't. He didn't. He doesn't have those classical like super masculine.
Like Robert
features.
Mitchum like looks. Is what you're saying,
Yeah.
right?
He
He's
looks,
more Jimmy Stewart-y. I think he is our Jimmy Stewart of this age. Like, you know.
perhaps, yeah.
There's an
Perhaps.
argument there. Yeah.
Yeah, but
All right, then.
He doesn't. He captures that kind of everyman, defying the odds quality.
Right.
You know.
So
And
then,
like
what's
the
your
essence of
favorite
action survivor?
What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie, or is it just because Sully
Um,
because you just saw it? By the way, directed by Clint Eastwood, motherfucker
Yeah,
is a
which
badass.
is cool too.
When his movies aren't boring as
Okay,
shit.
but yeah, true enough. I actually really like Splash or Big.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah, Splash is great.
Splash is really
Oh
adorable,
my gosh.
and it's interesting because it has a different quality to it. Like the actually, to be honest, the romances of previous years I think are better than the ones that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked about Splash is they really dared to make Madison sort of like it was really Tom that had the emotional vulnerability than Madison.
Mm-hmm.
And if you actually look at the story, the way it plays out in Splash, it's like she came from wherever she comes from the deeps, to because she's a mermaid. If you don't know what Splash is,
Oh, I know,
so,
I know. Daryl Hannah plays a mermaid. Yeah.
yeah, but she comes from the deeps, and essentially, if you read between the lines, she was intending to go there for a week and have a fling and then leave.
Yeah.
If you read between the lines, because
It's like that thing that the fucking what are the Amish kids get to do when they have like the year off or whatever.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
where they go
Yeah.
into civilization
go be
to find
normal.
out if that's what they want to, how they want to live,
Yeah.
or if they can
It's
go
kinda like
back.
that.
But-
Yeah.
But what was interesting is that she didn't realize that would probably be upsetting for the character that Tom played. She had no clue. She's like, yeah, let's just have fun for a week. Then I'm gonna piss off and never see you again, and it'll be great. And he's like, and when he started to get a sense that that's exactly what was going to happen, he got really upset, and then she had to make her decision to decide between the water and New York. And so it was I like that quality of that show. I actually really like that quality of vulnerability in the male characters, especially like an emotional vulnerability. That I know that might be shocking to the people listening, that I'm actually attracted to that kind of emotional vulnerability in men, but there it is.
But that is unusual for a. I think that's it might appear to be a bit unusual for a woman, maybe from what we're expecting anyway. But
yeah, so I would say Tom Hanks, and then I recently watched another really good movie, or TV show. It's called The Expanse. It's a science fiction. It's about the far future where, well, about 200 years in the future, where Earth has colonized more of the inner solar system. And it essentially follows all those political factions as they engage in this kind of real politic and over resources and power, and it's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like, okay, I'm gonna piss off every geek in the audience now. It's sort of like Firefly if Firefly was good.
No, I haven't watched Firefly, so I'm not. I can't speak to that. But and yeah, you can hate me for that too. But to be honest, I was gonna watch Firefly, and then I just heard too much about it, and I basically became less interested over time.
Farscape Needs Love?
So what was that? What?
Someone in the chat just said Farscape needs love. Oh yeah, Farscape is great. Except that Farscape is a little bit. It's sort of Muppety. Whereas
a little bit. Everything. It's like if they made a movie around Jabba the Hutt's palace, or a TV show about it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick, Scott, about Tom Hanks. What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
You know what? I was looking through IMDb just now, and there are a lot of fucking really good Tom Hanks movies, like
Joe versus the
Philadelphia,
volcano,
The Burbs. I mean,
Forrest Gump. Yeah.
Forrest Gump. I fucking love Forrest Gump, dude. Seriously, but honestly, you know, like my favorites are probably the Toy Story movies. Honestly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, he's got a great.
Movies. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a great filmography. He's got an amazing. He's got a lot of shit too, like Joe versus the Volcano, like you said. But I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff that he's in. Green Mile, Toy Story, Saving Private Ryan.
Could you leave the light on, boss?
13?
Could you leave the light on, boss?
Philadelphia. What is? Oh yeah. I mean, Bonfire of the Vanities. Oh boy. Turner and Hooch. Come on, the Burbs though.
You don't get that far without making some fumbles. For me, it's Saving Private Ryan. Yes, I had to look at and see like what do I.
Oh yeah. Saving
Private Ryan is the one, and it's mainly it's not. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't consider that necessarily to be a Tom Hanks movie because there's so many people in it that are so good. Even people that I don't see in anything, like fucking Edward Burns. But Saving Private Ryan, that's my favorite.
It was.
I love war movies.
That was the kind of thing. You know what the thing about Saving Private Ryan was? It was the same kind of thing like with The Fisher King. When you saw The Fisher King, you're like, holy shit, Robin Williams can do something dramatic. He can do something. Or like What Dreams May Come. It was like, that was such a huge departure for him in an acting capacity. It's like, oh, Robin Williams is a goofy guy on stage going all crazy. But like, you see him in that fucking film, and you see Hanks in Saving Private Ryan, it's like, holy shit, man, these motherfuckers got chops. You know, they can. They're not just these goofy fucking clowns running around. They're like, they've got some like emotional capacity that you didn't really see before. I thought
Robin Williams was doing some really heavy shit before.
Oh yeah,
like when he was younger. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a really good one, and it had a lot to do with like sexuality and stuff. But it was very serious. I can't remember the name of it now. I'll have to look it up sometime. Anywho,
when I say that Firefly sucks ass, I don't mean that it sucks a lot of ass. I just mean like a little bit of ass, just a little. The problem is that Joss Whedon is such an ass.
Yeah.
That it's hard to watch his shows now without tasting ass.
I'm having I have a hard time loving Joss Whedon as much as everyone else does, and it's less to do with his. Honestly, it doesn't have a lot to do with his politics. I really like his work to a degree, but I don't think it's as awesome as I hear. And what I mean is, sometimes you start to when it gets to a point where you actually can
the hype machine.
There is the hype machine, but there's also another thing that there is a predictability to what he does, and so when directors start to become very predictable, I become not necessarily, I don't dislike their work, but I'm less sort of blown away by it. You know what I mean? So I don't think that like Joss Whedon, he's good for what he does, which is usually focus on kind of like nerdy, geeky topics, like when he did Buffy and when he did, you were saying Firefly, he was basically trying to sort of, bring a new kind of science fiction story.
Firefly, rip off, Farscape.
Outlaw Star. Actually, a lot of people have compared Firefly to Outlaw Star.
That's right.
And sometimes I wonder, like, what if he read that and he was like, "Ooh, this would be cool." I don't know. I mean, I'm not, but yeah, there are similarities to one of my favorite animes of the time, Outlaw Star, which is part of it. But then, like I said, when the problem is not that he has political opinions. The problem is that he injects them into all of his work. And he does it which so ham-fistedly that you basically you can't not see it, and because of that it's a bit annoying because it actually makes his work less it makes his work less sort of I don't know, like it's less depth, it has less potential, it's less sort of spontaneous, I guess, like you're not going to get something you're not expecting.
You kind of see it coming.
Yeah, you see it coming.
It's like, oh, here you go. All right. It's like they've been pointing at this thing the entire episode, and then that thing happens. It's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we saw that coming. Yeah.
So,
I think that Firefly is a ripoff of Farscape.
I mean, Firefly's fine, but here's the thing. The thing about Whedon is though, he's competent. I think that's the thing that people gravitate or glom onto the most is that he makes very competent features. He does things competent. He does it in a very competent way that, a lot of people don't have that kind of consistency or that kind of competence. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to make things, and he does it, fairly well. So it's kind of like, people kind of got this idea that he's like the second coming of nerd Christ. It's like, oh my God, Joss Whedon after the Avengers, and everybody's losing their fucking shit. I'm like, dude, chill the fuck out. That ain't the way it is.
I'm pretty sure that if Firefly didn't get canceled, it would have become shit, and then people would remember it as shit. It's sort of like this. And I know this is like I'm not trying to piss people off, but I'm using it as an example, okay? The band Nirvana. One of the reasons why they're hailed as one of the greatest bands of their time is because dude killed himself, right? Kurt Cobain killed himself.
At the peak.
If at the peak of the band's musical career, if Kurt Cobain had not killed himself and Nirvana had just kept going, it likely could, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like some alternate universe, it could have become shit. They could have
Pablum.
because normally what normally happens is people remember something based on the last impression they got. So if you know, like even if Nirvana had a lot of great work, but if they started becoming kind of mainstream Green Day shit towards the end, you know, then people would have remembered them only based on where they were before they stopped. And I think that there is that, you know. Go ahead.
There's a great scene in High Fidelity, and Jack Black is talking about the many crimes of Stevie Wonder in his latter day, you know, part of his career. It's like, you know, everybody, you know, you can look at Stevie Wonder's career and you see he did a lot of really fucking great things, but then, you know, towards, you know, in the later end of his career, he started doing a lot of really terrible shit. And it's kind of like what you're saying with the Nirvana. It would have happened eventually. Yeah. But Kurt Cobain killed himself.
I mean,
at their fucking peak.
Some bands can go until, like, you know, there's nobody left, like Queen and shit. But or Led Zeppelin, but they don't make new work, right? They focus mainly on the stuff that was successful. I think that it's just Nirvana, basically, you know, or Tupac, Biggie. When they die or retire right away, they're remembered for the last work they did. And I think that's what Firefly had, is basically people saw something that could be great, and it was cut off prematurely, and so that's how they're remembered, and everyone wants more of that. But and I bet one of the reasons why Joss Whedon never went back and did more Firefly is probably because the pressure.
Except for the movie.
Except for the but the movie was, I mean, I saw, okay, maybe it's just me. I only saw the movie. I never watched the show. So when I saw the movie, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Who are these people? Why do I care? Why is everyone laughing at these jokes that aren't very funny? Like, what? Like, I was watching something that was just full of, it was like one big inside joke. And I couldn't, like, I didn't have anything to take away from it because I hadn't watched the show. And I only went to see the movie because I go to the movies with my friends socially. So if they go, I just go with them. And we make it a thing where it's basically more of like a social thing for me. So I watched the Firefly movie, Serenity, and I was just like, I don't know. There's a little girl that's like beating up like hordes of dudes, and my friend's like, well, she's special because I was like, yeah, okay, cool, but I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, like, you know, like, so I couldn't enjoy it that much.
Okay, so get back to Expanse, because we only got on the Firefly topic because it was in contrast to the Expanse. Okay. I mean, the Expanse has its own stupidity to it, but it's at least the world building is significantly better, in my opinion, than Firefly. And it's got a very similar premise. There's a bunch of young, well, I guess they're younger than the characters in Firefly, but yeah, a bunch of like young people have in not a hijack, but a salvaged military vessel traveling around trying to stop something horrible. And it just, the world building really struck me as good, and the characters weren't bad either. Like I quite like the male lead, since he spends a good portion of the season trying to find coffee. I think that would appeal to you, Brian. With your 4 pounds of coffee. Well,
my search is over.
It's like the best scene in the season is they've just gone through this horrific battle, where this large supercarrier military vessel, and a whole bunch of people have given up their lives so that these young people can escape on this Martian Corvette military gunship. And they're going through, and they're all like just relaxing after this, or just trying to deal with this thing that just happened. A whole bunch of, like, the main ship was blown up. A whole bunch of soldiers died to save them. They've lost a friend really horribly. Their medic got his head sheared off by basically space debris, and it was really gruesome. And so they're all like decompressing aboard this ship. And you got the one guy who's nobody has a clue where he gets his Navy SEAL skills from, but anyway, he finds a bottle of like whiskey in the quarters that he's in, and he's just sitting back with that. And then the erstwhile leader is in the galley, and he finds this coffee machine, and he's like, oh my god, coffee, but there's no coffee. So there's this scene where he's going through the galley trying to find coffee beans, and it's like, and then he opens up this final cupboard, and it's like bags of coffee beans from bottom to top, and it's just the look on his face. Coffee.
Isn't that the main plot line for the film Hudson Hawk with Bruce Willis?
No,
I don't know.
It was fucking Zombieland. He's trying to find a fucking Twinkie.
No. In Hudson Hawk, Bruce Willis is just trying to have a cup of coffee, and he runs into all these problems. Yeah, that's how the whole thing starts. That's how come it ends with him finally getting a cup of coffee.
I don't remember the coffee part of that.
Well,
I actually liked Hudson Hawk.
You know what? I did too. I don't know why it was. I know why it was a massive flop. It was marketed as some action film. It was kind of like Fifth Element. It was marketed in a way that was not accurate to what the movie was about. But yeah, I like.
It was so goofy. It was hard not to like.
It was
you know?
so
I just thought it was
goofy.
so funny and silly.
David Caruso? What?
It makes the characters likable because you can relate to it.
Yeah.
It was. Could you imagine being months, years, and years and years out in space, and then finally you get a good cup of coffee? In fact, this was a subplot. Him trying to find, and his girlfriend taught him, or his dead girlfriend taught him a trick where they ground up matchstick heads and put it in like the synthetic coffee to make it sort of taste like coffee. And so it's just this little side story, but it makes him very relatable, and it's funny because he's supposed to be the leader of these people. And every single one of them is more of a hard ass than he is. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's a good show. It's a good show.
I'll have to check it out.
It's a lot of fun.
I don't have iTunes though. That's as I understand it. So I'm gonna have to find it by other means.
I think it's on Netflix.
I don't think. Is it? I'll look it up. I didn't see that it was there.
Stream all this probably.
Yeah, I'm sure there are ways. There are ways.
Are there any? I would say he's a waifu. He's one of my waifus. I really like that character.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
What is it called? The Expanse?
The Expanse.
The Expanse, yeah.
The Expanse.
He's gonna look it up right now.
I guess one of the things that I found charming.
Oh, there it is.
They're all getting ready to ship off in this stolen gunship or this hijacked or whatever salvaged gunship, and he's like bringing the pilot and the mechanic and everybody coffee. And it's like, that's a good leader. He brings his people coffee.
The mundane.
Do you want a cup of coffee? Yeah. The mundane, yeah.
I'm all
out. Right, no, okay, let's move on.
Okay,
so really it's about the simple things.
So I was talking to my stapler when since she got here, and I was like, we need to watch a Christmas movie. It's time to watch a Christmas movie. And she's like, okay, what? Because hold on, Allison. You gotta stay with me here. I was like, I have the only movies that I will watch for Christmas. The best ones, period, right? And she's like, okay, what are they? And I put on Die Hard, exactly. And we're watching Die Hard, and I got Lethal Weapon because that's a Christmas movie too, goddammit. And
oh yeah, all of them are.
Oh yes, all of them take place at Christmas time.
They are.
I have all of them.
Yeah.
I have all four. Even the one with fucking Jet Li in it. But we watched Die Hard, and like all through it, she's like, this is not a Christmas movie. Like, and I'm like, yes, it is. There are trees. There's a party. There's a ho 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 in it. This is a Christmas movie.
Fucking right, ho ho ho! Now I have a machine gun. You know, it's like
yes, right.
Christmas. You know.
So is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I say yes.
It absolutely
unabashedly, as well as Lethal Weapon. Those are.
You know what's funny?
Iron Man 3 is a fucking Christmas movie. Go ahead.
The guy, Iron Man 3, yeah. The guy, I watched the video. I can't remember who made it on YouTube the other day, but he was talking about the guy that actually directed Die Hard. And apparently every movie the guy has made is a Christmas movie.
Shane Black.
And one of the Shane Black, that's who it was. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, except for Predator, unless it's like that, Predator is not a Christmas movie. And I think Shane Black was involved with that one too. But most of them are. Actually, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is another one of his.
Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah. So.
And the reason he was talking about Black actually said something about this. Somebody actually talked to him about it, and he was like, because the idea that Christmas, the reason why he did it was the idea that people were coming together and it was about family, and he was trying to focus on those elements of that, and that's why he couches all his things on the whole Christmas motif, as it were. So I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it was like, oh, well, I never really thought about that. But yeah, no,
yeah. So there you go. So Allison, is Die Hard a Christmas movie, or is this one of the you're not interested in?
I'll go with your appraisal of that. I just don't want to watch. You know, we watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Those are a great Christmas movie. I think actually it might be the best vacation movie But
Oh, God, yeah.
I actually thought, you know what, this was so much better when I was a kid. Like
Yeah.
watching it, I'm like, this is so fucking boring.
It's a bit saccharine.
I acknowledge, I acknowledge your different opinion, but to me, it didn't get interesting until his cousin kidnapped his boss.
Christmas Vacation.
and then there was something remotely resembling a plot. And to be honest, every time Chevy Chase gets that maniacal look on his face,
Yeah.
I just wanted to punch him in the head. It's like I couldn't stand that. I'm like, why am I watching a man who looks like he's about to eat his son's brains
Yeah, I can see it. What about Scrooge?
and rape a dog?
Did you like Scrooged? I think
I
that's a good one,
don't
too.
like any Christmas
Oh,
movies.
Scrooge is so
Apparently,
great.
Scrooged is great. It's
Oh my
funny.
gosh.
Christmas Carol. The
It
original
is-
Christmas Carol, the play. That's about it.
No, I like Christmas
like
Carol.
that.
It's like, well, yeah, it's got the fucking Grim
I'm
Reaper
old
in it.
school.
Anything with the Grim Reaper in it is fucking cool.
There you go.
There was
Yeah, that's true.
there was a CG.
It saves a Christmas movie.
There was a CGI rendered Christmas Carol adaptation with Jim Carrey where he plays every
Oh,
character
yeah.
or all the spirits, and he plays Scrooge. That one is very good. I actually liked it a lot. Normally, because that director, is it Zemeckis? Maybe? I'm not sure. But he did like the Polar Express, which is probably one of the creepiest looking CGI things I've ever seen. And that's a Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah, it's like,
he's-
hey
Yeah, it
America,
comes full
welcome to
circle.
the Uncanny
It comes full
Valley.
circle.
It's like, yee.
What was that,
If
Allison?
someone says, I know I just said it, it comes full circle back to
Yeah,
Tom Hanks.
yeah, back to
Hanks,
Tom
yeah.
Hanks.
Tom Hanks is the center of the universe.
Tom Hanks is Santa. Ah!
Have you guys talked about Rogue One yet? I haven't actually watched Rogue One yet because in order to watch it, we have to drive like 3 hours,
Yeah,
and
it's an excursion.
it's an excursion.
Maybe we can check it out while we're in Calgary. I mean, I've already seen
Oh
it,
God,
but
I'm gonna be crawling the walls. You know that, Brian?
yeah, I know. But after it's over, you'll be able to
I'll be less
unwind
crawling.
with some Rogue One.
Either that, or I'll be like so fucking depressed. I'll be like, give me some freaking razors. I'm gonna slash my wrists.
Yeah, Rogue One's not going to help that. But
No.
so Scott, what did you see Rogue One yet?
I haven't seen it yet, but I know all about it, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the only
Okay,
one here.
but-
I did see it. I did see Rogue One. I don't know if yes, guys, I've seen it. I don't know if that was a yes or no question, so it gets a yes or no answer. If you want to know what I think about it, then let me know. But I liked it. I liked it just fine. No, I liked it just fine, except for one, I guess some of the callbacks that I saw in that sort of made me feel about the same way they did in Force Awakens, where I had mixed feelings. There was part of it was nostalgia, which is nice, but nostalgia is an easily exploitable emotion, like member berries, right? So you have to like think to yourself, is this really cool, or am I making this cool?
Or am I being taken advantage of?
Yeah, am I being
You know
taken
what?
advantage of?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna. I'm gonna get a lot of internet backdraft. from
You know
this.
what, Allison? Every time you say something, you always start with "this is going to piss people off," and it never does. So go ahead.
I think it does actually, but
You're
I
threatening
don't
to
care.
destroy the stream, but go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna destroy this fucking stream. I'm gonna drop the nuke on this fucking stream. No, you guys are gonna. I think this will really piss people off. I just in for the holiday season, I watched A New Hope again, and I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, this is crap.
Okay.
I know, seriously. Well, it's not really crap. It's just mediocre. I'm like watching this.
Go ahead.
It was groundbreaking. It was groundbreaking for its time, but it's full of inconsistencies.
Yeah.
It's got the cheesiest goddamn dialogue.
I love that, but go ahead. I know it's cheesy, but I
know-
like that.
I said. I
Keep
told
digging,
you. I
Allison.
warned you.
Keep digging, Allison. You're almost
I
there.
warned you. I'm going to warn you. I was going to drop the nuke.
No, it's fine.
I don't.
Your grave is almost ready. Keep digging.
Yeah, I know my grave is warming. And I mean, I'm the type of person. I actually like the reboot of Star Trek, for example. And to be
it's
fair,
amazing.
to
It was
be fair, to be fair, I am more of a Star Trek person than a Star
Oh, well,
Wars
yeah,
person.
that's usually what Star Trek people say about Star Wars. And I'm not saying that to be dismissive. I mean, that's what I get from people who are more Trekkie people. The things that they don't like about Star Wars they make perfect sense because it's what Star Trek has that Star Wars usually doesn't. So I can understand that. I mean, I have Trekkie friends and Star Wars. I like both for different reasons, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. I can understand that. So though, look.
Yeah, no, but it's like I'm watching this and like there's such profound flaws to it. And I'm not saying that the prequels are better. I'm not going to go there.
I will say
or
that
anything.
The thing about Star Wars is the fact that it's old, because as you were saying, it was revolutionary for its time, but all the things that you would look at and see in it now would appear cliche, even though they weren't when they were being done.
Well, no,
then.
they were pretty cliche at the time too. But it was like this idea of a blockbuster, science fiction blockbuster, I think was revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
And the level of special effects, even though some of them, I don't know how Lucas managed it. And this is not about the original special effect.
He had a lot of people that managed it for him.
No, you wait for me to get to my point.
Oh,
I'm watching the original special effects, and then I'm watching the stupid added creature things.
The special edition?
Yeah, the special edition. And I was actually, when I first got this, I was like, you know what, Jonathan, I'm not watching anything if it's got the new shit. George Lucas does not know when to stop touching himself. But anyway, so I'm like watching these stupid creatures, and like these things they're more fake than the original special. They look more fake.
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be better? They look faker. Stop touching your stuff, Lucas.
No, I get it. That one sand animal that the stormtroopers are riding on, that's the bit that always stands out in my head when I watch the special editions. The D-Vac or whatever. And I'm like, why does this look like something out of like a PlayStation 2 Final Fantasy cutscene? Like in terms of the graphics. It's so like stretched out.
It did not match.
Jurassic Park came out before that, didn't it? And the dinosaurs still hold up. What?
But there's still, though, when you watch it now, you can still see part of the issue with that is like Jurassic Park, the fidelity level when that came out in film was a lot lower, so you didn't notice it as much. But like if you watch it now, you'll see it. It really pops.
Oh no! I mean, I have Jurassic Park and I watch it, and yeah, you can see that. You can see that it's CG. I remember we used to think then, holy shit, raptors are in the kitchen. How did they do it? But like,
well, no, those are practical effects though. Those are actual puppets.
It's a combination. That's why Jurassic Park works, because it's a combination. There's CG and actual Muppets in there. But we got a bit off the plot. We were talking about. Oh, you were talking about Star Wars. Oh, Rogue One. Well, yeah, so anyway, I don't have a problem with that. Actually, Allison, you know what? If you really want to see cheesy dialogue, movies that I absolutely fucking love, and I think the cheesy dialogue is part of it, because it has this, like, stage, melodramatic stage play feel. It's kind of like older Hollywood than the way that they do it now, where it has to feel like as immersive as possible. I really love Clash of the Titans for that. Do you remember Clash of the Titans? You Clash of the Titans.
The new one or the old one?
No, the old one. The old one with Burgess Meredith and the guy from L.A. Law with the cheekbones and the lips.
Henry, whatever his name was. Something like that.
Clash of the Titans until Jonathan, had to
watch
it.
Clash of the Titans is so good. I love that movie. And Flash Gordon, my other favorite from that time period.
Oh, jeez.
Come on now. With, who's
the guy? No, I'm just remembering it favorably. It's just Queen, like, oh, Jesus.
The Queen soundtrack and, what's his name playing Ming the Merciless? What the hell is his name? The actor. He has an interesting name. And,
I don't remember what it is.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
You want to talk about something? You want to talk about something awesome, though? Remember fucking He-Man and the Masters of the Universe with fucking Frank Langella as Skeletor?
Yes.
Yeah, but Frank Langella as Skeletor just eating the fucking scenery.
I know.
It's fucking amazing.
I love when people chew the scenery. I love that. That's why I'm a big fan of the Gladiator, because that's all they're doing in that fucking movie is chew. Everybody, it's a competition to see who can chew the most.
Right. I will say this about New Hope, as compared to the prequels. The character interaction is a lot better. They're a lot more charismatic.
In which?
In the New Hope, in the original Star Wars.
Oh, in the New Hope, the character interaction is better. Well, yeah, because they don't have Hayden Christensen saying I hate sand.
Anakin Skywalker.
It's rough and it's coarse and it gets everywhere. I mean, the dialogue was just horrible. You would have to be like the only people who could pull it off were the guys like playing Dooku and Palpatine, because they were so old that they can get like the shittiest lines and be like, well, I got to save this. I got to make this work, and they do because they're good actors. But Yeah, no, I get
Poor
you.
Christian didn't, eh?
Oh man, I don't even know.
I said
He's probably
when
he could become a really great actor one day.
Who?
when
Hayden
the
Christensen.
prequels came out.
No.
When the prequels came out, the second one, like the second prequel, I'm like, this is so bad. This
Oh,
is
Attack of
so
the
bad.
Clones.
You
It was
have
awful.
like two attractive, fairly close in age young male actors, youngish male actors, and they've created something so bad it's not slashable.
Max
You
von Sydow.
cannot. You can't even slash this shit. It's so bad. Oh, that's
Because there's
bad.
no chemistry. There's no chemistry
There's
in
no
anybody
chemistry.
in that movie. None.
No,
Anyway,
it's a world without chemistry. I know, Brian. I'm probably offending you at some
no,
level.
you're not offending me. Well, I'm not that
Okay, good.
attached. I like Star Wars, but I'm not that attached.
No, I mean with the slashing of the two male characters and that being.
Oh, you're
like,
slashing characters again?
No, I never did. I'm like, this is unslashable. Like these two male characters, there's so little chemistry in this entire movie.
Which two
That-
male characters?
Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Skywalker.
Like, it's the
Oh,
obvious
those are
choice,
yes.
The
Right.
obvious choice.
I mean, I'm sure people have made it work with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan. But
Oh.
Oh no, they have. I think that's where they went. Actually,
Yeah,
that's where they went because Christian and what is the fuck is the name? The guy who played
Christensen.
Anakin. Christian. He created a character that is unslashable,
Mhm.
unfucking slashable.
No, I get it. He
It's
was
not
just
even
badly written.
conceivable. It was just it's so. How did you do this, George?
Don't
How
ever
did
do
you make that? How
George,
did you do that?
don't ever do romance. You don't know how to do it. Didn't he do that one 50s movie that was like American Graffiti? That was a George Lucas movie.
Right. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So was THX.
I never saw that one.
which is actually really good.
THX 1183, I think it's called.
1138.
1138.
1138.
Yeah, it's
I was
actually
close.
really good. It's really good. It's like Lucas had one really good movie with it in him. He made it, and then everything else was sort of downhill.
Oh, come on. Indiana Jones is fucking amazing.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Raiders of the
okay.
Lost
Come on.
Ark. Come on now.
Look.
It's still a little bit,
So guys in the
like
chat.
nostalgia.
No, you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna say something here. It might be a little bit controversial, but I think that Raiders of the Lost Ark is. I don't think you can member bury that. I don't think you can, because as much as you want to be because the idea for me with the member berries thing is kind of like it's better than you thought it was, but Raiders
Yeah.
fucking holds up. It is
Okay.
one of those movies that is timeless. I mean, I sincerely believe that. Like, not just because I like it, but I think it just really holds up. I think it's one of the it's one of those shining examples of what film can be.
Scott,
So,
Yeah.
Scott is basically saying that Nazis will always hold up. Confirmed 2016.
Right, there you
Nazis
go.
are timeless.
Silverback gorilla confirmed as an anti-Semitic Nazi.
Anti-Zionist.
Anti-Zionist. God, confirmed as anti-Zionist.
Yeah, well, it's a hobby. It's just something I picked up on the side.
Nazis are not just the best villains; they are also the most relatable. 2016. So, what is a movie, guys, that is not normally considered a Christmas movie in terms of it being about, say, the birth of Christ or Santa Claus or whatever, but maybe it either takes place around Christmas time or there's something Christmassy about it that you guys consider to be a Christmas movie? I'm asking in the chat because somebody said Gremlins, and I'm like, yeah, Gremlins, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you guys think? So I'm just putting it out there. If you guys can think of something else, they're talking about member berries. So speaking of member berries, so yeah, Rogue One. I will say, there was the member berries thing, which I wasn't sure. Like, I feel like you guys are doing that thing that they did for The Force Awakens. Where they're like, hey guys, remember AT-ATs? Here are AT-ATs. Remember the Scout Walker? Remember Stormtroopers? And then they would just put them in there. Remember when they said Red Leader and Gold Leader? Well, they're saying it now. Remember that? Remember Admiral Akbar? Here's a guy who looks like him. And I was sort of like, okay. I mean, remember Jimmy Smits? Yeah,
Mon
I remember
Calamari.
Jimmy Smits.
Nobody
Mon
remembers.
Calamari. All right, I'm interjecting. Totally. How the fuck did Lucas think that was an intelligent thing to do?
What?
What, name the fish guy calamari?
Yeah, naming the fish race Mon Calamari.
He was being funny. I think.
Well, you know what? Here's the
Well,
thing. I think
Yeah, you think.
Lucas was the reason that the terminology "it's a bit on the nose" was created. Because I mean, if you look at Star Wars, it's a bit on the nose.
Well, let me say this too, though. When you think about it, like I look at it this way: when Lucas was making Star Wars, he basically didn't. First off, he didn't know it was going to be this pop culture phenomenon. Obviously, no one knows how big something's going to be until they make it. But the other thing is that he was basically just trying to make something like a Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers story. And if you, or John Carter or something, right?
Pulp.
And when you, like pulp stuff. And when you look at those things, I mean, like look at Flash Gordon, which I was just talking about. There's like a guy named, he's a master of the race of people known as the Hawkmen. Why? Because they have wings and hawk helmets. It's not trying too hard to make people think about what they're looking at.
It relies on the obviousness of things.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, he's a hawk guy. And wasn't there even a dude on Buck Rogers named Falcon who was like a hawk dude? And he looked terrible.
Probably.
I mean, he's so cheap. Like the old 80s, I think it was like an 80s, no, 70s. It was a 70s TV show. Because it was in 1984 where Captain William Buck Rogers fell through some kind of hole in space
that
and
was
time.
great, yeah.
So,
but yeah, it's basically you would assume that somebody would it would be an SNL sketch. It's like,
I
wait,
really
who are you
want
guys? The
fucking
Hawkmen?
calamari,
It's like,
yeah.
yes, we are the Hawkmen. Wait, let me guess. Your name's Eagle, isn't it? No, he's Eagle. I'm Condor.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
it's kind of like that.
I am Albatross.
Does anyone else want to have some calamari at the moment?
What was that, Allison?
Calamari. Like, I really could go for a plate of calamari.
It's a trap. You can't help.
No, I'm sorry.
Your taste buds can't handle flavor of that magnitude. But no, I think that when they were as a result of that, when they were like coming up with names for things in Star Wars, they weren't trying hard. I mean, the dude in the bar was it the not I don't like you either guy, but the guy he was with. His name was Walrus Man, and he looked like a walrus man. I mean, they weren't even.
Well,
there
no,
was a dude that was
His name
straight
is
up.
Pundababa.
Oh, Pundababa, but we
he's
call him the
called
Walrus Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, in a world like Star Wars, which is in a whole other galaxy, really far away, do they even have walruses so that someone could compare his face to a walrus and call him a walrus man? Like, they don't even, but you're not supposed, if you think about it too much, yes, it's going to look like shit. It's sort of the reason why that even though they're in a different part of the universe and in the distant past, that people are using sort of modern day vernacular, like I got a bad feeling about this, or there's a sniper. But that's the thing, though. You if you think about it too much, it does seem really stupid because they're basing it off of something that was pulpy and pretty straightforward, and it was meant for mindless entertainment. It just so happened to become a big deal, and I guess how I would look at it is, despite the fact that it's extremely popular, I don't think it's meant to be very cerebral. So no. I wouldn't put it at something that you need to like read into, even though a lot of people do. But I wouldn't look at it that way. But that's just
that came later on with the fandom, though. That was a result.
Yeah, that was a result
of
of the fandom. Exactly. That's sort of like, what Jordan Peterson called the ways in which we interact with our stories and fiction, and we tend to expand and alter it. And it's basically part of a larger process that you can't really control. Like when you have enough fans of, and this could apply to any sort of franchise or whatever. With Star Trek, things are pretty divided because there are a lot of people who don't like the new Star Trek films because they are going with a popcorn approach to the stuff that they thought should have remained really, really cerebral and elite. Sort of like for the people who really got into it. And now they're like, now they're listening to the Beastie Boys while they control like these like hive ships, and that's even though I thought that was a lot of fun, the Star Trek Trekkie types probably would be like, why is the guy who is known for fucking Fast and the Furious 2 directing a Star Trek movie? Yeah.
Okay,
so
can
it was the big one of them, to be frank.
Because I'm like, I love the original series. In fact, I read the scripts and all of novelizations and everything. And I also really liked Next Generation, etc. Although I sort of lost the thread with Voyager and Deep Space Nine and all that. But I actually really like the new movies. And it's not because... And I recognize what you're saying, but I think that... And I'm going to... Okay, I won't preface this time. Star Trek was about more than just the cerebral aspects. Because you look at the old... The original series.
Yeah.
A lot of that was pretty ridiculous. It was about the character interaction,
Yeah.
capturing that
Bones,
kind of
Spock, and Kirk.
and
Mainly.
Kirk,
Yeah,
Bones,
Trinity.
Spock, and Kirk. The
Trinity.
character interaction, and the establishment of these three characters. And I think that the new movies sometimes they don't get it, and sometimes I think they get it right. But I think that's really, it wasn't just about all of these crazy situations in space, and some of them were incredibly absurd. It was about that human element, and I think that the new movies, like I said, they sometimes get it, they sometimes don't, but they're trying for it, and I think that's something that was lost along the way with even the Next Generation. Like the Next Generation, the characters, the interaction between the characters is pretty blah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
I
pop the way
understand.
the original
So
series
you're
did.
interested in the characterization. They do handle that well. I
I
do like the new Star Trek films. And I actually was more in some ways I was in favor of them going with a more broader appeal in terms of like things like the plot and all that. And really, like you were saying, the science, some of it in the old show was a bit ridiculous, and some of the scenarios too, like what they were doing. But generally, those stories were less about. I think they were probably less about the science than people thought. But maybe when the Next Generation came out, they were putting more of a focus. I didn't watch a lot of the Next Generation though, so. But yeah, I see what you're saying. It is about the characterization, and yes, definitely they handle the chemistry better in that than they do in Star Wars, because Star Wars I think was intended to be more, I don't know, like plot
Or
driven.
about the situation.
Well, no,
about
Yeah.
the
What
characters.
was good about the original Star Wars was the characterization as well, the way that the characters played off of each other. And maybe it's just because I'm a girl, but I like that. I like the human interaction potential with the movies. I actually think that the Next Generation started to move away from what the original series was.
Yeah,
And the movies
it was all about
actually
dilithium
moving
crystals
back.
and time travel, basically.
Yeah, all about bullshit. Like seriously, if you want technical stuff, go read a science textbook. I mean, it should be grounded in something, but most of what's in Star Trek is complete bullshit anyway. So,
Really?
but
don't
it's
say.
like it got back to that kind of really character-driven dynamic, and I like that. And I think that the latest movie that they did really, really got back to that by reducing Uhura.
Yeah.
quite a
Oh
bit.
my God. Yeah. That was the one thing about the second movie I hated. Actually, I didn't even care for the Uhura Spock romance at all. Like I was like, this is just dumb. And Uhura. Why is the way in which they bring her in to the story is by having her in a relationship with somebody else? Why couldn't she just be good at what she does too? I couldn't figure that out.
You mean like in the original?
Yeah, like in the original, where she
The
was just a
original?
crew member that knew what she was doing. Yeah,
Yeah, but they mock her role in the original. Even though if you actually watched the original series, she wasn't just a communications officer. She was like she was an electrical engineer, not electrical engineer. What's the right word for this? She was able to repair circuit boards and reprogram shit. She had a lot of technical proficiency even in the original series. And you're right, she's come back as Spock's squeeze.
right. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I guess
She booted Bones.
that could
She
be.
booted Bones from the trio.
Yeah, she did in a way.
That's what pissed
she
me off.
pushed him back. That's the thing that I guess that could have been a consequence or a side effect of them trying to make the Star Trek franchise more a broader appeal by including a romance element. Then maybe they're hoping to attract an audience that has an interest in a romance element, because we didn't need to do that as often as it appears. I wouldn't even say need, but we didn't choose to do it as often as we seem to choose to do it these days when we make media.
If I may be devil's advocate,
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I think the thing with the new Star Trek, the way I saw it anyway, the romance thing between Uhura and Spock was a way that they could introduce Spock as a new character. Because
right, they were
you got to see
changing the
Spock in a way
timeline
you
and
didn't.
yeah.
Right. you got to see that there were very drastic repercussions for the timeline having been changed. Like that's, I mean, I could be wrong. There might have been another current they were going for as far as like an undercurrent of messaging or whatever. But to me, it felt more like, it's like, oh wait, this is not the original Star Trek. This is a much different animal. That's kind of what I got from it.
It could be. I mean, it could be both of those things too.
For sure.
I mean, like so.
Sure. It could be neither. I could be totally
it could be
wrong,
neither of them. Anyway, the point is, though, I guess at the end of the day, we still have the old Star Trek if we want to watch it, and because people are never going to stop watching Wrath of Khan because it's fucking awesome, and we got this new one, and that's fine. We'll see what direction it goes in. So.
What new one? We got a new Star Trek movie?
No, I mean this new series of Star Trek movies. They're probably going to make another one. I mean, these are successful, so.
I like that they finally, like in the last movie, I like that they returned Bones to the trio, because I actually wasn't pissed off about the relationship between her and Spock. All I was pissed off was that she misplaced or displaced Bones.
Yeah.
In that original trio. And it's good to see him back being what he was, or at least in part what he was originally.
Not to mention Carl Urban is just fucking amazing.
Carl Urban was so good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his. He's grown on me very quickly. When I first saw him as Éomer, that was the first thing I ever saw him in. Was it Éomer?
Yeah.
In the Two Towers, the Lord of the Rings movies. And I was like, this guy's badass.
Right.
And then I saw him in the movie Doom, based on the video game with The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, this is the career he's gonna have. Like, I basically had this like, oh shit, he was basically just a one-off in Lord of the Rings. But then I started seeing him in a lot of really good shit. Like, we talked about Star Trek, Dread.
Red though.
Red, I never
before
saw.
you get to Dread, Red.
I never saw.
Oh my
Red.
god!
Is that the one with the old people? Is that the one with
it.
the old people that are like assassins? Like,
retired assassins.
Yeah,
retired extremely dangerous.
John Malkovich and fucking okay.
Yeah.
I never saw Red.
It's so good, man. Oh, it's so good.
Okay,
it's so
okay.
good.
I'll look into it.
It really is.
But yeah, then Dread, and then you were talking about Star Trek, and then also there was that short-lived TV show that was pretty fucking cool about cops in the.
Him and the cyborg guy.
Yeah, what was that one called? It was like.
Oh, I forget what that was. Yeah.
Oh, it was a good show. I was upset that it got canceled.
Yeah.
That was anyway. That was a good one. Maybe the chat will remind me. I think it's like Almost Human or some shit like that, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I was thinking Too Human, but that's a game though. So,
yeah, you're right. That's yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I like him. So
yeah, I have a man crush on Carl Urban. I fucking love Carl Urban.
We've gotten
I
off
want more movies with him.
This isn't really this is no longer a holiday stream. So
it's on the holiday.
We're shit posting on Christmas Day. Yeah.
We're talking about movies that aren't Christmas special things because those things are wretched.
Actually. Miracle on 34th Street is. Not a bad. And who doesn't like the Grinch?
No, there should be no sentimentality allowed here. None. None.
You know what? I'm gonna watch Passion of the Christ. That's what I'm gonna watch.
That's the best Christmas movie.
Isn't that technically like a Good Friday movie, though? I mean, isn't that something we should watch on Good Friday? Or is it? I like Passion of the Christ.
Now that we're thoroughly derailed, shall we go back to the topic of what I got for Christmas?
Oh, the book. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, I'm still blanking on one of the gifts that my in-laws got me. I know it was in a box. That doesn't help, though, does it?
Is it bread bigger than a bread box?
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Okay, all right.
I think next year I'm going to have a 7-themed Christmas.
It's horrible. It was only a week ago. Oh. All right, anyway. So my birthday was like 5 days ago, so my husband got me a book. And it's called Tools of Titans. Tactics, Routines, and Habits of Billionaires, Icons, and World-Class Performers by Tim Ferriss. And it's actually been a really good read. Yeah.
Like self-help? Inspiration?
That's such a self-help and inspiration. That's so Smiley. Like what's that guy's name?
It's
The
like
guy from
what was that really
Tony Robbins.
that super
Tony
best-selling book that people could not stop fucking talking about? The Secret. What a bullshit concept that book is.
Okay, all right, but regardless of The Secret, it's like the guy that from Saturday Night Live, the Smiley guy. Gosh darn it, people like me.
Oh, yeah.
Something Smiley.
Guy Smiley.
Fucking hell, what the
was
hell is his name?
Guy Smiley. He was a Muppet.
Guy Smiley.
No, that was
no,
that
not
was
Guy
a Muppet.
Smiley. He was on Saturday Night Live. He was like the self-help guy. It's like when you
Steve
say
Martin?
self-help and
I'm good enough.
Steve
I'm smart
Martin.
enough, and damn it, people like me.
yes, yes. What the fuck was his name?
Al Franken? No, I don't know.
No.
Uh,
Okay, fine, whatever. But anyway, that's when you say it's like
Jimbot.
Self-help. That's
Stuart.
what it makes me think
It's
of.
Stuart Smiley.
Stuart Smiley. Stuart Smiley, yeah. No, this is actually interesting. It's more I guess practical tools of the trade than it is like self-help. But maybe self-help has a bad rap. I don't know. Stuart Smiley. Stuart Smalley.
Yeah, Stuart.
Was it Stuart Smalley?
Yeah, it might be. No, I think it's Stuart Smiley. It could be Smalley. I don't care. But
Okay.
moving on.
Yeah, no, it's got some interesting stuff. Like, I haven't read a lot of it. I've probably only read a very small amount. But it's essentially personal testimony from people who are very successful, and how they became successful. And one of the interesting things that I've read is this idea that you don't need 1 million fans. You just need 1,000 that just love you so much. So very much. That on Christmas, they sit in your chat and create cancer.
It takes a lot of effort to do that on Christmas Day, especially. So
Yeah.
there is that.
Yeah, there is. Okay. But it's a good book. And I also got a box of chocolates. Which we really...
You never know what you're gonna get. Life
No.
is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, I got a box of chocolates. We're
back on Tom Hanks.
They're bespoke chocolates. So they're like handmade. And they're from like the individual, the woman who makes them is inspired by different regions around the world. And so she makes these handmade chocolates from ingredients from around the world, which was pretty cool because each one is very unique and very delicious. I found the Naga chocolate, which was like a combination of curry powder and chocolate. It was delicious. I'm like, wow, how did she do this? How did she know to combine curry powder and chocolate? That's incredible.
Yeah, you just don't know. Yeah, you just don't know how that's going to turn out. I mean, like, I've noticed that chili powder and like spicy additions to sweetness is or in places where you don't expect it seems to be like pretty. It's a good combination, and it seems to be growing in popularity. I had like maybe the year before last, I went to a bar for New Year's Eve, and I had a spicy mojito. And it was good. I've never been able to stop thinking. It was so good. I want another one, like every day. I'm glad that I can't have access to it. I'd probably be an alcoholic, but spicy mojito, very good.
Yeah. Well, I was actually reading all of these little stories of these chocolates, and I'm like, this woman is not afraid of cultural appropriation or colonialism charges thereof. Because I'm like thinking, I was reading this, and you can't help because you watch these people for so long to just sort of slip into the mindset of a social justice warrior, and that box of chocolates would be so triggering, so triggering.
Apparently, I have missed part of the conversation that was crucial to understanding what you're saying now. What happened with the box of chocolates?
The triggering box of chocolate. So it was created by this. I think her company's called Vosages. Vosages. Let me just double check. But she essentially, Vosages, a luxury chocolate travel. So she essentially travels around the world and she tries to encapsulate the cultures that she comes across in the form of a chocolate.
Oh, that's interesting.
So she uses local spices and stuff. And there was stuff, and she describes the story of finding these local spices and ingredients. And I'm reading these stories and I'm like, you realize that and I just sort of slipped into the social justice mentality. I'm like, this would be so triggering to these people. Because there's so much cultural appropriation going on and colonialism. Like there's one point where she says that some white captain was the person who domesticated bananas, and I could just hear screaming in my ear, "Oh my God, it's not like bananas were invented by white people." No, it's like, anyway, I'm like, no, lady, you know, I don't wish this upon you, and I hope it never happens. But if any social justice warriors ever get a hold of a box of your cultural appropriation colonialist chocolates, you're going to be in such a world of hurt. And
You're done. It's over. You're fired. You're done.
But it's so terrible because they're so good. Like this is the kind of cultural appropriation that is good. It's really good.
Yeah, I want to appropriate good food from all around the world.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, and she does combine, like there's, like I said, there's this chocolate inspired by India, and she combines chocolate and curry powder, and it's so good.
What?
I know.
Really?
You think you're looking at this thing, you're like, whoa, is this? No, she always pulls it off.
Really?
She's really
cool.
good.
Right on, man.
She's like a maestro of spices.
Ooh, the Spystro?
The spicestro. She's the spicestro. The spicestro. I've been told that it's a maestra, so
yes.
she's the
Yeah.
spicestra.
I don't want to make it gendered, or not correctly gendered, that is, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're interested in having a chocolate box of triggers, and no, I have not been paid for a plug. They were just that good. It's Vosage's VOSAGES chocolate. They were really freaking good. And then you can also enjoy the screams of the social justice warriors as you read all of the little stories of cultural appropriation and colonialism in the box of forbidden triggering chocolate. Okay.
You're white chocolate, dude!
You're fucking white chocolate.
Oh yeah, there was just one white chocolate. And the rest were all dark.
Was it in charge of one?
There were quotas.
Yeah,
We had to meet.
overseer chocolate.
There were quotas to be met, Allison. They had to meet quotas.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Sky. It was the overseer chocolate.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me.
White chocolate supremacy, hard at work. What else besides that?
Oh, well, I also got a spyglass from my husband. From
Nice.
Jonathan.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Now
it
you
was-
can
it
see
was really nice.
distant objects on your planes.
Yes.
In the plains. You
Yeah,
can see
and I got
coyotes
another
coming
book.
from a mile away.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, well, you can usually see the coyotes coming from a mile away. Actually, no, it's because I'm in the flatlands, of course, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, we're right by the boreal forest, so the coyotes can be a little bit stealthy because they can go in the forest.
Those
You live in a place called the
motherfuckers.
Braille Forest?
The boreal forest.
Oh,
It's
Boreal.
like
I
the
thought
second lung of the earth. Second lung of the earth. Scott.
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, it's like, I'm like, God, you live in a fucking RPG. That's so cool.
Yes. There's actually a person just inside just past the tree line that gives you your first quest. Can you please kill 10 rabbits and bring me their hides? Okay, but anyway.
And I will give you this gem.
You know, that's what I need to do. I need to like hire local townsfolk so people will come to this town
Yeah.
and they'll just give random quests to people.
That's what you should do. You should have people stand in the town in various areas and put like a glowing ring around them so they know that these are quest givers, and then have them give people like tourist quests.
And then people will come to the town.
Mostly
And
fetch
be like,
quests.
this will be
Yeah.
the first
You know what?
ever RPG town in the
There
world.
you go.
Yep.
That's $1 million idea if I ever heard
Welcome to
one.
Corneria. Yes. So yeah, that's something definitely to think about.
Well, it would have to be welcome to Kelvin Tonio or Antonio.
Yeah, you got to do that, and maybe have like somewhere like have speakers hidden throughout the town that plays like RPG music. You know, like town
Yeah.
music, which is basically like flutes and lyres, and or that Diablo guitar. So, but anyway,
Oh, God.
so yeah, you know what I'm talking about. What's the other book?
The other book was called The Subtle Art of How Not to Give a Fuck, which I probably will enjoy reading quite a bit. But let me think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, he's also going to make a roast, and I think I've besieged him to actually do a pie that I can eat. It took a lot of beseeching, but I think I got through to him.
What
So I might
qualifies
also
as
get
a
a pie.
pie that you can eat? What qualifies that?
No wheat, no eggs.
Oh, okay.
No wheat, no eggs, which is actually a very tall order. I can eat milk. It won't make me the most happy camper, but it doesn't. The essentially the list of the things that I can eat are eggs, wheat, and then milk
Gotcha.
in that order. So I went to town like a couple for my birthday. I got a sourdough loaf of bread.
Oh.
And I sort of went to town on that sourdough loaf of bread, and I regretted it greatly.
Oh man.
It was delicious though, because sourdough is made without eggs,
Right.
and I think might also be made without milk, but it's usually just made without eggs. So it's like the eggs really kill me, but the other stuff also is not pleasant.
But then bread turns to cement in your guts, though. Is that what you're saying?
I'm thinking actually just was the excessive amount of carb consumption that I had suddenly that got me, because I just had like this severe achiness,
Ah.
and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have eaten 3/4 of a loaf of sourdough bread. Maybe I shouldn't have dropped that into my system.
You know what? You know what's funny? There's this place that used to be around here called Montana Bread Company, and they made this. They make one of those, like the bread loaf. It's like just like the big plop of bread. Basically, it's all rounded off and stuff. They don't even put it in a form or anything. And it was this honey wheat, and you get this thing. And the outside was this really hard shell, right? But then you crack it open, and it was just this super soft, like honey it drenched flesh on the inside. And I ate one day I bought one before I went into work, and by the end of the day I'd eaten the entire fucking thing. It was so fucking good. I was like, what have I done? I was like, God damn it. I ate an entire loaf of bread today, and that's all. But it was so fucking good, though. I couldn't stop.
I know bread is like the most delicious fucking thing. And I actually can't really eat it very often. So the sourdough loaf of bread was like the first bread I've eaten in years.
Right.
And it was so fucking good.
I miss bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Brian. Jesus.
Why?
Well, we're spurging over carbs.
Oh no, I mean I'm fine. I don't care. But I think that
why do you miss bread, Brian?
No, I miss bread because I'm not eating bread right now. I'm
okay.
controlling my blood sugar portions. So that means bread. To a lesser extent, it means milk. So yeah, that's
Try pure cream.
Gotcha.
What? What was that?
Pure cream. It has very low carbs.
No, I do have cream in my coffee. I don't know if I can drink it, but yeah. Oh, so anyway, we've been going for almost 2 hours now.
Yes.
Do you think that we should wrap it up because?
Yeah, we're gonna do this again next week.
I got family obligations and shit. Yeah, we'll do it on New Year's Day because New Year's Eve. Well, we could do it New Year's Eve during the day if we want to do it like this, but I think it wouldn't make sense for us to be doing that since New Year's is all about waiting till midnight. So why don't we do it New Year's Day instead?
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it New Year's Day.
Yeah,
I mean, it's nice to touch base, I guess. Whatever. Do something for the fans because it's Christmas.
They want to know, and it's just, are we lactose intolerant? Someone asked that. I think it's an important question. I don't think I am anymore. And I know that doesn't make sense. So.
I'm not.
Okay.
I am. I'm
failure.
somewhat lactose intolerant. I'm actually allergic to eggs. Like, there's like I'll have an allergic reaction, like mucus coming out of every pore, sort of allergic reaction to eggs. And it took me a long time to figure out because I thought I was gluten intolerant. I thought I was lactose intolerant. I probably am to some degree, but I realized after taking eggs out of my diet that it's really the eggs. And I've become a bit less intolerant to the other things because of that. So, I mean, I can't eat 3/4 of the sourdough loaf and not die.
Right.
I'm not happy camper, but there you go.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So I think, shall we end it there? Shall we end it with
Yeah,
the food?
we'll end it with the lactose intolerance and the allergies. That sounds like a very Yuletide thing
Enjoy,
to
enjoy your Christmas dinners, everyone.
No.
Ah,
do. Yeah, right.
Enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy my roast and my egg-free pie. Hopefully,
I'm going to enjoy
5 inches
burritos.
big. Asking for a friend. Depends on what you're doing with it, I guess.
What?
I
Vegan by
It-
force. Okay.
Vegan by force, yeah.
Well, I'm the closest thing to a vegan here, so. I mean,
Really?
I'm vegetarian. I've been since
vegetarian.
I was 11. Yeah.
I didn't even
I
know
had-
that about you.
I have been vegan at various times throughout my life, but I've been vegetarian since I was 11.
Oh yeah, that's because you live in where that place with that's sliding
America.
into the ocean.
No.
California.
No, he's not in California.
No, not anymore. I live on the East Coast in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He lives in.
Must be interesting.
It's borderline.
vegetarian and-
It's borderline dirty south.
Yeah.
I drove through Virginia.
I don't
I
think
used to
I
live
could
in
be a
the dirty.
vegetarian. I like meat too much.
Well, there you go.
I like meat quite a bit.
Go with what you know.
Meats,
I like a lot of meat.
food. But I also
Oh.
I'm also a big fan of broccoli and celery and spinach. I do. I like
I
spinach.
like spinach too. I love
Wait,
spinach.
Allison, were you creating an innuendo just then talking about how much you like meat?
No.
I think it's time to go.
No.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna roll out.
Allison's craving her holiday Yule log. If
I don't
you know
know.
what I mean.
Oh, it's time.
Anyway,
I already got the Yule log. Thank you very much.
I want to thank you guys in the chat. By the way, I didn't notice that. I don't think I saw anyone mention Home Alone as a good
Oh,
Christmas
fucking hell!
movie.
Shut up.
yeah, thank
so
God they didn't mention
Just
that.
reminding it. Hey, what? Home Alone's
Jesus
good.
fucking! We almost got the entire stream without mentioning that shit.
Yep,
What?
I know.
Are you kidding me?
End it.
All right, let's end it. Guys, have a good holiday. I hope that this was
See you next
as
week.
fun for you as it was for us. See you next week for the New Year's.
You might see me a little
stream.
earlier the next week.
Maybe, but not me. I'm fucking done with you guys
Not
for a
coming.
week. All right, I'm out of here.
You're fired.
It's time to go.